Baseball, pretend baseball.
A pretend baseball, okay? And what's that baseball made out of, would you
It was
guess?
like probably styrofoam of some form.
Styrofoam, rubber?
Yeah.
Okay, you can throw that. Yeah, I can do one. All right.
Yeah.
So, what's your name, sir? I throw it to you. Mike? What's that made out of, Mike?
It's like cloth and rubber.
Cloth and rubber. Okay, go back. Not hard. Caught it though. All right. So, you said it's the ability to spring back. Many people say it's the ability to bounce back. So I want you to think about this. This is me. And I'm going along in life and I hit a wall. And I did what? Bounce back. And then I go along again and I hit the wall again. Same wall. What did I do?
Bounce back.
And I do it again. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture?
Keep hitting the wall.
I keep hitting the wall because I keep going back to the very thing that was making me hit the wall in the first place. That could be alcohol, it could be drugs, it could be relationship problems. Do you know that infidelity is a relationship problem? I don't like bounce backs. I think resiliency is being able to hit the wall, stay there, and figure out how to get around the wall. Okay? Or how to get through the wall. That's resiliency. Yes, sir?
I think of Rocky in the first movie, getting through the fight. That's what resiliency.
Okay. Rocky in the first fight.
Yeah.
Remind me, because I'm old and I can't remember back.
In the movie, he just pushes through all of that, the trauma of going through the fight and so forth, and he ends up as the victor in the end, even though he's all beaten up and bloody and everything, and then the sequence of movies after that is how he continues on in that.
Was he the champion in the first movie? Did he beat?
He did not.
He lost it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he came out as a winner.
But he still won. He still got through it. He survived. And when you survive, it gives you a new coping skill on when you hit the wall again. So in the second movie, what happened to him? Apollo Creed, he boxed the same guy, right? Apollo Creed and Rocky. What did he learn? What did Rocky learn from the first movie to the second movie, other than that he was going to make more money? What's that? He could win because he persevered, because he learned about the wall. The wall is Apollo Creed. He learned how Apollo Creed fought. He learned what his weaknesses was, and he learned how to either go over, under, around, or through him. That's what you need to teach your officers. Just because they're going through a hard time, doesn't mean they're not resilient. Excuse me.
Rocky told his son also, he said, in one of the movies, he said, it's not as, life's tough, and it's going to hit you hard. It's not how hard you hit, it's that you get back up after you've been hit hard. So it's just about getting up.
It's not how hard you get hit, it's how hard you come back.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Resiliency is not the prevention of suffering. We all have suffering in our lives. We are all going to have financial issues, relationship issues, personal in conflicts. We're going to have that. It's not preventing any damage, neither. It's going to happen. Some of your officers are going to have financial problems. How many in here has ever had a financial problem? It happens. And the damage happened, right? It's not denying that it happened. In our minds, that really didn't matter. It doesn't really affect me. Chaplain, these calls that you're going on do affect you. Persevere. Pressure. Pressure can turn a lump of coal into a flawless diamond, can't it? Or it can crush me like it has in the past. So what do? We educate ourselves. That's what we're doing to get today. We assess our level. That's what I had you do right here on these profile tests. And then we take action. And the actions we got to take. All right? Number one, I want someone to tell me where I got this from. My mother, you're right. My mother, she was a big one. She always said you can do anything you put your mind to. She even thought I could be president of the United States. I don't got that kind of money. All right? Where did I get this one from? Nike. Okay? One of the most successful advertising campaigns in America. It has not even been on TV for 20-some years.
Army.
Yeah, that tells you how old I am, too, because that came out in 1981. 1981. Okay? So, what are some of your things you tell yourself? You know, your officers.
Hold on to Jesus.
Hold on to Jesus. Great one. Anyone else? Was that a hand coming up or a scratch of your nose? Scratch. Okay. Okay. Anyone else?
Sometimes this too will pass.
This too will pass. My grandmother used to say that all the time. Yeah, my dog ate some of my stuff and it passed. All right. Anyone else?
Run.
Run. Run, Forrest, run. All right. Anyone got heroes? These are some of my heroes. Who's this?
Jesus.
Okay, we're going to come back to him. Who's this? Abraham Lincoln, the what president of the United States?
16.
16th. How many times did he run for office? He ran for state senator 5 times. How many times did he win? 1. Okay? That's perseverance. His friend came to him and said, "Why are you doing this?" And he said, "If I don't try, I have already lost." Who's this? What's that?
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. Anyone know a speech he gave?
I have a dream.
I have a dream speech. Where was that given? Washington, D.C., on the steps of the Jefferson Memorial, right? Lincoln Memorial, excuse me. All right? Jefferson's right next to that, by the way. All right? Where did he write it, though? Who said that? In jail? Birmingham jail. How many of you have ever went to jail? I'm not working there. How many of you have ever went to jail? Is jail a fun place to be?
No, sir.
It is not, is it? Okay? Do you think he got beat up in Birmingham, Alabama in the 1960s? But yet he wrote one of the speeches that every American knows, don't they? I have a dream. He's one of my heroes. He persevered, didn't he? Thank you. Who's this?
Superman.
Superman, also known as Christopher Reeve. Who's this?
Christopher Reeve.
Same man. Man of steel in a steel chair. Broke his neck. How many people do you think he touched? More, here or here? The second one. There's a foundation called the Christopher Reeve Foundation for Stem Cell Research. They have done so much good that I know people with spinal injuries who are now able to walk and talk. Oh,
Where's the women?
I'm sorry, I don't have one. Well, I used to. I had Suzanne Summers, but I keep doing the wrong one. All right, this guy right here. That guy right there was one of my heroes. He lost a leg in Afghanistan. And the day he came to me, he said, "Chaplain, I'm walking out of here." You know that man can now run? He runs. This is Mahatma Gandhi. Do you know what he did before he was a passive resistance monk? He was a lawyer. How do you go from lawyer to monk? I mean, come on. So I need one of your heroes. Who's your hero? Anybody?
My father.
Your father.
My
Your mother? Your father?
Sojourner.
Chuck Congrove.
Who?
Chuck Congrove. You'll see him here. He's mentored me in police chaplaincy.
Okay. Anybody else got a hero?
Sojourner Truth.
Your son, your what?
Sojourner Truth.
Sojourner Truth. Don't know what that is? Can we talk about that afterwards? Sounds interesting. One more.
Pastor.
Your pastor?
My pastor.
Your pastor. Okay. Well, this is one of my other heroes. Which one's my hero? Wile E. Coyote. Why? He never ever quits, does he? All right. Have you ever seen him catch the Roadrunner? There is a video of a cartoon of him catching the Roadrunner. He's running around, he grabs his Roadrunner, and he holds up a sign. What do you think that sign said? What am I supposed to do now? Okay. All right. Just because you've been doing things like hitting the wall over and over again doesn't mean it's a good idea, does it? All right. So, I'm running out of time. These are the things that you can do to build up your resiliency and help you with your warrior fatigue. You can eat right. Oh my goodness. That's a hard thing to do, isn't it? My wife keeps putting me on all these different diets, and whoever got me this water, thank you so much. Through exercise. How many of us like to exercise? Wow. How many don't? I hate it. So my wife went out and bought me one of these Fitbits. I have to get 12,000 steps a day. Okay, she's my partner at this. If I don't get 12,000 steps a day, she asks me why. All right, good sleep routine. Good sleep routine. How many of you take your cell phones and put it next to the bed at night? Come on, be honest. All right, stop it. S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it. Okay? If you're not on call, and you got to take some time out for yourself, get some good sleep. There is on your phone, every smartphone has it now, it has a blue light blocker. After 6 o'clock at night, you should have a blue light blocker on your phone when you're looking at it. Turn off all your electronics at least 30 minutes prior to going to bed. If you have an argument, God was pretty smart. He said, don't let the sun go down on your anger, right? I think God was pretty smart with that, okay? Mentally, relaxation techniques through yoga, music, deep breathing exercises, and meditation. What kind of hobbies do you have outside? I know Cliff got a good hobby. Don't you have a hobby? No? Okay, well, never mind then. Oh, what's that?
Hunting fish.
Hunting fish, okay.
Ride the Harley.
Ride the Harley. Who said that? You have a Harley?
Yeah.
Oh, boss said no. Yes, sir.
Golf and bowling.
Golf and bowling.
Bicycle.
Bicycling.
Model railroading.
Model railroading. Do someone like you, sir.
Gardening.
Yes, sir.
Play
Gardening.
Play drums in a community band.
Play drums in the community band. Okay. One of you ladies tell me what you like to do. Worship. Okay, fantastic. Shopping. I was hoping somebody would say that. Okay. While you're here, you need to go out and go shopping. Wherever. Okay. Wherever. Go downtown. There's an antique store that's downtown. All right. Huh? I didn't say you had to do it during the time, did I? Okay. All right. What's that? Come on. If you're talking, come on. What's your thing? Worship. Yes, someone else already said that. Okay, that's your thing. If you don't have a hobby, you just heard a whole bunch of good suggestions, folks. Find something. All right? Goal setting, action planning. Anyone journal? You journal? That's great. Social. We already had the social. Plays in the community band, right? Plays in the community band. Other way of getting your officers involved with self-care is offering them breakfast and lunch Okay? They're going to eat, make sure it's healthy, and they're going to take a break from where they're at. Okay? Church, intramural sports, get involved with the intramural sports that you're. How many of you guys are participating in this lip sync thing? Anybody? I think that would be great if we could do that here as a big group. Okay? Just saying. All right. Okay, it wasn't a good idea. All right, I can say God bless you now. All right, cures up everything. Bless your heart. I am forgetting. All right. All right. Here's a good idea. When you have your officers, everybody puts their phone into the middle of the table, and whoever picks the phone up first has to pay. Mm-hmm. How many people are going to be going? No, you do it. No. Okay. Usually, I pick up the tab. I just make them put their phones down. All right. Spiritually, through prayer. Pray with your officers. Pray for your officers. Have them pray. Teaching them, right? Our calling is to teach and equip. Isn't that part of our calling? All right. Through reading inspirational or devotional material. Anybody not have the Bible app on their phone? Okay, Bible app on your phone. It is a great way to get your officers involved too, that want to join, because they have devotions every day, and at the end, if you do it in a group, you can talk back and forth and text back and forth what that scripture or that thought of the day was. Send a thought of the day out to all of your officers. If they read it, great. If they don't, great. Through fellowship, get out there. Get those boots muddy. Get your boots out there with your officers. If they're out there in bad weather, guess who needs to be out there in the bad weather with them? And through forgiveness. How many of us don't do this? How many of us have messed up in life? I can do it too. Oh, okay. We all need forgiveness. All of us do. Whatever our faith tradition is. Because we all have what in our lives? Mistakes. And it's hard on us. So who better than a moral authority? How many of you are moral authorities in here? Everybody raise your hand. If you have a calling and you are a chaplain, you are considered a moral authority to those who you are ministering to. If they need some forgiveness, who better to turn to, and you can tell them, you are forgiven. Some prayers. You guys all know these. But this one right here is very special to me. Because I always put in my name. You know, God grant Jim the serenity. It means peace. To accept those things I cannot change. The courage to change the things that I can. And the wisdom to know the difference. And we all know that as the alcoholic prayer. But we all need it. We all need this. All right. Self-esteem. Someone read this.
People who have the ability to praise themselves and can accept negative feedback as an opportunity to improve.
That's right. Now, here's the thing. Ability to praise themselves. With self-esteem, and this is for you, I want you to get this. There's a thing called self-soothing. Self-soothing is when what we say in our minds, that I can do it, that I can do whatever I put my mind to, this too shall pass. Self-soothing, isn't it? But if I don't do self-evaluation and evaluate myself, I become puffed up. Don't get puffed up. Evaluate yourself. Look at where you've been. Find out what that journey that you're on is all about. And look deep into your soul. There's nothing wrong with self-praise. There's nothing wrong with it. If you do a good job, you've done a good job. But if you've done a good job and you haven't learned from it, or if you've done a bad job and you haven't learned from it, that's when people have low self-esteem. Self-confidence. Somebody read that one.
People who are self-reliant, change, proficient, self-motivated to learn, willing to take risks, and are capable.
What kind of risk do you think you could make? What's a risk that you could take right this moment?
Talking to somebody you don't know.
Somebody that you don't know. What else? Yes.
Asking someone for help.
Asking someone for help. Asking someone for help is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. This cat is stupid, okay? But you know, dogs are more afraid of cats than cats are of dogs. Cat will tear up a dog in a heartbeat. I've got both. I've got 3 dogs and cats. I also have goats, and I have chickens, and I have turkeys. That's my therapy. All right, self-concept. Positive image of yourself. What's your name, ma'am, in the yellow?
Gwen.
Gwen? Gwen, do you know how important you are?
Yes.
Do you know how loved you are? Do you know that you can do all 3s through Christ that strengthens you?
Yes, I do.
Okay, if you know that, then you probably have a very good self-concept of where you can be, not where you are. Back there in the very back with the glasses on, you're looking right at me, sir. In the very back. Yeah. Do you know how important you are?
Yes, sir.
How important are you?
Important that he died for me on the cross of God.
There you go. Thank you. How important are you in the maroon shirt? Yes, sir. You're looking right at me. When I got your eyes, I got you.
You got it.
Okay.
I'm important, you're looking at me.
Okay. You are important to somebody today. You will be important to somebody today. Get that self-image. Sometimes I have to get up in the morning, look in the mirror, and laugh. This is my nephew. Self-soothing. Again, he is one who does self-soothe. He's a deputy up in Indianapolis, Marion County. And every time he sees a puppy or a dog or an animal, he goes over and pets it. Sometimes you have to evaluate yourself. Why are you so anxious? What makes you anxious when you go on a call? What are you doing well? Well, guess what? You're doing well today because you're here. This helps you, doesn't it? Hopefully this stuff is helping anybody. Is this not helping somebody?
Pass it back. Sure.
Okay. If it's not, tell me because I'll change. Okay. What can you do better? And how do I grow through situations? All right? Okay. I put this up there. Anyone not like to laugh? I love it, man. I love to laugh. I want to teach you something. I want you to take back to your office. Everybody's got something in your hand, ma'am. Thank you very much. So you can't participate now, okay?
Okay.
All right, everybody, whatever you have in your hands, put them down on the floor. Back the chair up a little bit. Okay? All right, sit square with both feet on the floor, hands on your thighs. I had an officer about a month ago who could not hit the side of a barn with his AR. I mean, this kid was messed up. Well, I learned this technique from snipers. So I'm going to teach you how you can go back and yourself to relax. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a breath in through our nose and out through our mouth. Did anybody have onions this morning? I'm sorry, okay? If you do, get them in. And we're going, I want you to breathe with me. This is called the deep breathing exercise, okay? It is also muscle exercise, and we're going to use the muscles. I'm going to teach you how to relax, okay? So shut your eyes. Now, if you can't shut your eyes, that's okay, because there are some people that just, they get a little tense in a room like this. But if you can, if you can't shut your eyes, just put your eyes on a nice, soft gaze in front of you. We're going to take an inhale. When I say inhale, I want you to inhale through your nose, and then we're going to hold it for a moment, and then you're going to relax. And when you relax, when I say the word relax, I want you to exhale. So inhale, exhale, relax. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale the good. Release the bad. Okay, the next time I tell you to inhale, what I want you to do is I want you to squint your eyes. Now, not so much to give yourself a headache, but I want you to squint your eyes using your forehead muscles. And I want you to hold that and when I say exhale or relax, I want you to relax your eyes and relax your breathing as you breathe out. So inhale, squint those eyes. And exhale, release all the tension. Inhale, with those eyes. And exhale, release the tension. One more time. Inhale, squint those eyes, squint, squint, squint. And exhale. The next time when I say inhale, what I want you to do is I want you to make a fist with each hand. Those of you that may have long fingernails, I want you to do it like this. Okay? So, inhale, squint, and hold it, and relax, extending your fingers all the way out. And inhale, and relax, extending those fingers all the way out. Now, the next time when I say inhale, I want you to make that fist, and I want you to do a bicep curl up. Okay? If you know what a bicep curl is, look up here. Okay? Inhale. Hold it, and exhale, relaxing all the way out. And inhale, and relax. Okay, go ahead and open up your eyes. Anybody feel a little bit more relaxed? I saw some yawns, okay? And either I'm really boring or that was really good, one of the two. Okay? Now, I taught that to that officer because he was so tense, because he didn't qualify, and then he had to go the next day and qualify anyway, again. He went from not being able to qualify to hitting the target shot through that big every time. Because he learned how to relax his body and fire appropriately. So that's a technique for self-care. And you can continue doing that. You can do your abs, you can do your thighs, your feet, pulling up, dorsal flex, plantar flex. And if you do that, if you have trouble getting to sleep at night, just sit on the side of the bed and do that. You will sleep so much easier and fall asleep a lot faster. Okay? I've always found that my worst experiences have become very valuable. Now, I always give a little bit of I like personal stories. I don't like telling stories about other people. So this is my story. I deployed to Iraq in 2007. I was there for 18 months. One day on our way before we got to Ramadi, one of my soldiers, his name was Forrest Waterbury. And I honor him because it's because of him I am where I am today. So So Forrest came to me, he said, Chaplain, I'm not gonna make it through this deployment. This is my third deployment, and I know that my number's up. And I said, Forrest, get your rucksack, get your weapon, and get going. Well, about 3 weeks later, it was Wednesday afternoon, 4 o'clock. I was over at the chow hall, and they said, mass cow, mass cow, mass cow. Well, my job was to be at the trauma center at the Charlie Mint. So I go over. And here's this soldier, his head's all swelled up. You got doctors, the anesthesiologist was fighting over what to do. And I said, guys, this is my patient. So I took this soldier over and I'm looking at him, holding his hand. He's still breathing and he's still alive. And the doctor said, he's got that bag right here of blood. When that's done, he's done. So I looked down and looked at his dog tags, and who was it? It was Forrest. That was early on in my deployment. Well, he died with me being there. That's a sad story, isn't it? So I came home 17 months after that happened. And I'm sitting on the back porch and I'm looking out, and I'm ready to commit suicide. Because when I was there, I had 50 hero flights. The hero flight is when a casualty dies and is brought back. I went through 50 hero flights that every night. I couldn't sleep at night, so I had to start sleeping in the day. But when I got back to the States, that didn't matter. I had to start, I was messed up. But I had this dog, his name was Jack. Okay? And my last name is Russell. So he's a Jack. He was a 100-pound Jack Russell. Okay? Actually, he was an Australian Shepherd. And if you know anything about Australian Shepherds, they like to roll in the grass. They just do. I don't understand. And I said out loud, I thought I was saying it to myself, but I said, wouldn't it be great if all I had to do is roll around the grass? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
Well, my wife heard me. She said, well, go do it. Well, I live right behind the post commander. And I said, I can't do that. People will think I'm an idiot. She says, you are an idiot. Now go roll in the grass. So I did. I rolled around the grass with my dog. Everything broke loose. I started crying. I was ready to die, but I was also, if that didn't happen, I was ready to give up on the ministry. I was ready to resign my commission. You name it. I didn't want it anymore. And that was my second deployment. Because I had 3 more deployments after that. But guess what? That's when I also got into that unit and said, Chaplain, fix them. How can I fix them if I'm broke, right? So what did I do? I found someone to talk to. I want to offer that to you guys while you're here this week. Your sacred story. It is very confidential. You will not have to, I will not tell another soul. But if you don't want to trust me and you got somebody you trust, I want you to tell them your story. Now here's the good part of that story. After I went and saw someone, I had blocked out the good that happened in that. You see, Forrest, the next day after that ruck march, I told him to pick his stuff up and go, came to me again. And I had forgotten all about it. And I was able to get him to a place of acceptance of his faith. Baptized him and sent him on it. I had forgotten all about that. When you tell your sacred story to somebody, when your officers are telling you their sacred story, you are releasing them for the good. So forgive yourself for what you do. Now that was me. I always offer that for everyone here. You know, all these concepts, all these things, I can teach you all kinds of ways to help yourself. I really could. But the most important thing I can really tell you is do it. If you don't take what you've learned today, whether it be the relaxation technique, or some of the didactic, or some of the things of what you can do, then there's no, why are we here, right? Does anybody feel that this was beneficial to them? Okay. Okay. What I'd like for you to do is take that piece of paper, that evaluation, you can stop it. Thank you.